Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to Deng Global Institute. Deng Global Institute is where we bring to you the good news, and the stories that no one wants to tell you. You might be living next to your neighbors who is so successful, but because no one has brought it to you, you don't know. And that is what we do right here at Deng Global Institute. We collect the great stories of the successful people, new Americans and the old Americans. And we bring to you the stories of the successful men in other countries. Also, we bring to you the financial, how you become so successful in terms of finances, how you become a successful businessman, how do you start from scratch to become big, how do you start from nothing to something big. And that's what we do. So when you watch this, it means you want to be successful. And therefore, how it works, once you have made your way through, you then become successful. And as I work hard, now I want to bring the great success to the community that I care so much about. And so the series we do is by educating people like you. Sit, relax, and learn. And welcome to Deng Global Life, where you learn something that no one teach you in the school. Because the business people that we talk to from scratch to become so successful. Some start with $3,000 and they're now multimillionaires. Some start with $0 and they're now multimillionaires. Some came as a refugee from Bhutan, from Nepal, from Africa, and they're now multimillionaires. We bring you this news that your ears want to hear. God bless you. And enjoy now. Hello everyone, welcome to Deng Global Institute or Deng Global Live. My name is Mr. Peter Deng and I bring to you the good news. As you all know what we're doing this week, on this month, we're talking about the successful stories of the people coming from all the way from Bhutan to Nepal and those who came all the way from Africa and how they became so successful right here in the United States of America. And we are going to be doing this from United States right here in Bowman to other states so that people can get to learn the new American and how successful they are right here in the heart of Bowman. And today, very pleasure of me and my team to bring to you the great man, great businessman, the gold businessman. Mark my word correct, not just the businessman, but the gold businessman. All the way from Bhutan to Nepal and to the United States of America, and today in Bowman, where he found his root and became the businessman. He will tell us what he used to do way back in Bhutan and in Nepalese refugee camp, and what he does here in Bowman, and how he get into become the internet sensation, where he become now the giant of the internet. You go on Facebook and you'll see him there. You go everywhere, you'll see him there talking about the gold, how he became so successful in this business that Americans are struggling with. Wait to hear from him. His name is none other than Mr. Rohit Sharma. And right here, Mr. Rohit.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice meeting you.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good to see you. You have been a businessman in Bowman for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
You're selling all this gold to Americans, new Americans, black and white and brown people.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. You are always as a community supporter. I always appreciate you as a brother. I'm a big brother. We call each other as brothers.
Yes.
So one from all the way down and one from all the way on the other eastern side of a globe. So we are brothers now. Thank you, Peter, for having me here in the store that we have. Our story is kind of same, but struggling is same. Mm-hmm. So, my name is Rohit. I want to start with my introduction. I was born in Bhutan and I came to refugee camp and stayed there for 17 years. After that, we got an opportunity and came to United States, especially in the state of Vermont. And I have been living from 2011 February to till now, and I have the business now. You are seeing it.
And you have the gold business.
Yes, I do.
This diverted us to our questions of today. And I want to ask you a few questions. And I want the community and the rest of the world to learn about who you are, what you used to be, and how you became so successful, because you haven't been to school to study gold, but you became the gold man.
That's true.
So this is something, this is a part of your life that the society want to know, especially our young people. The young people in the community want to know. But first of all, can you tell us about yourself? What can you tell the whole world? Who are you? I know you are originally from Bhutan. What chased you away from Bhutan to Nepal? And how did you end up here?
Okay, Peter, thank you for that question. Very big question, and I don't have much the time to explain everything, but I will tell you to make you understand, all the people that were watching. I already told that I was born in Bhutan, and I was like 7.5 or 8 years old when I came to a refugee camp. We didn't have all the dreams to set up like this and stay here in the United States and have to do the business of gold. So it's a basic thing. Like we had a very terrible life back in Nepal. Other than that terrible life, everything was messed up. But we had a good education, the education which taught us to do kind of business, to be a successful person in the future. But we learned about it, but we didn't have any place to utilize that, our thinking and our whole, how to become a successful person in the future. But eventually we stay there, we study there in the refugee camp, very terrible life, I already told you. And after that we got a chance to come to United States. And for a little time that we struggled here too, when I came here, I started working on a Sheraton hotel, which gave us like $8.50 per hour, a very hard job, very hard task. We never had done those, and very much pressure there. Because being a new American, we didn't know the rules and regulation. We messed up with a lot of things too, because we didn't see all the equipments and the way they deal with the people, and those are the struggle. And we are very, like me, I was very much frustrated for the first time. And again, after that, I came off from that job, and I didn't have anything to do. But I have that education and that passion to do something in the future. But I try hard, and started working as a dishwasher, came as an interpreter. After that I became a nursing assistant. Eventually I started earning a little bit, and finally I bought a house. After that I have a little bit money, I have my family, they help me out too. So I started the business. One thing in Nepal, in Nepali culture, the gold is very important when you have a marriage, like when you have to do the marriage ceremony. We have to give it to the girl, or the girl has to give us too. So there's another dowry, but we don't have a dowry system.
No dowry system?
No dowry system.
It's good in Nepal then?
Yeah, very good in Nepal for us people. So after that, on that time, I had only not even 8 or 9 grams of gold that I gave it to my wife on that situation. But now I'm here, I have my business, all the community people are loving me, helping me out to run the business.
Wow, thank you so much. That's a very interesting part of the story, Mr. Roy. Thank you for sharing with the whole world a part of your story. So now what you do in the United States of America, you sell gold.
Right.
You sell gold. So how did you end up starting up the gold business?
Peter, there is a very interesting story. This thing, here, when I came, I was already late. Our refugee people, they started coming on, in 2008, after 2008. But I came in 2011. When I came here, there are a lot of business around there. Restaurants are open, and grocery, 7 or 8 groceries by Nepali, Indian, and all the Asian people around there. So, I was thinking, and other people are a little bit crazy about, I know you guys too, they love gold. And
everybody loves gold.
I see the people are rushing the New York, Pennsylvania to buy gold. And I said, those people, I have to stop them here. Because we don't have this thing here in Vermont. So why not? Yeah, very unique thing. And and I that's my thinking. And I talked to my wife first time, and she said, no, we cannot do it. It's a very different thing than what we are doing. And the gold, I haven't touched the gold more than 10 grams before. So starting the business of gold is very tough. But finally we talked and we came to the conclusion, and we started the business. But I always want to give a credit to one of the brother that he lives in Pennsylvania. The guy, his name is Banu Funyal. Banu Funyal. And he was the guy. I talked to him, and he never saw me, but he trusted me. He oriented me. He took me on his big shop and gave me a workshop and walk around, and he taught me all the ways to start the business of the gold. So I always appreciate him. And
he's a Nepalese.
He's a Nepali. Yeah.
Very good guy.
May
God bless him.
Yeah, thank you very much. He's a nice guy.
Very good.
If we have a time, we'll go there and we'll meet him.
Definitely. So, since we are running out of time, so did you borrow money from the bank, or did the family join the hand together and give you some money?
That's a big thing, Peter. We usually combine the money. We don't borrow the money a lot of time. We ask and we help each other. Like one person 5,000, other person 5,000. My brother gave me a little bit. My father helped me out a little bit. My mom gave me. So from the family, I started. I don't have that much big money to start because I already spent money on buying a house on that time. But they support me. My family is my backbone, especially my brother.
So, ladies and gentlemen, did you hear from Mr. Rohit very well? I want the young people to get this one clearly. Now, if you're very nice to your family, if you're very good to your friend, by the time you grow up and you become an adult like us, it will then become very easy for you to do the business because your own family will be your bank, will be the place where you will go and borrow money from. And they will give you the money without interest, and you may end up in the gold business like him.
That's true.
So now, tell us, what is the secret behind your success? Because there might be a secret.
A lot of time, things happen, but eventually it comes. But I too have a struggling time when I start the business. In 2016, on May 17, I started business, and I was very much frustrated when I came down to in 2018 or sometime. I didn't have a good sale, and I was thinking to close. That was I heard the stories of the big people that when you start the business and you go to the extreme point, and one day you will think that I will quit, and I will quit. If you cross that marginal point and stay there for a few months or few days, you will cut that margin, and you will start getting your the interest on it, and you will start more. You will push more to your business, and you will grow up from there. I was very much frustrated. I was thinking to shut down the business, but I came up, and now I have business that success. In terms of success, I say that I'm learning it. Every day, every person is learning, even the Elon Musk, maybe learning from other people. Yeah, and me, I don't have much, but I'm still learning. And successful, the people will judge, but I feel like I have a lot of things to do in front, in the coming days. I'm not satisfied with what I am doing right now.
Okay. That brings me to another question, because I know every businessman have to struggle in one life when they start, especially the 6 first months of business are very difficult months. And so, what is your next plan?
Okay, next plan, Mr. Brother, Peter, I'm moving out of the state, and I'm thinking to do more. I want to stick with this business. First of all, this is my backbone that is giving me, to run the family. So I maybe starting a new business with rentals and car renting and other things, But it's a future plan, but I don't know how much I will be successful, but God bless, and you guys are here, best friends around. I may be successful on other business.
Okay, so you're not going to stay with just a gold business, but you're going to branch. You're going to create more branches, more avenues, more benches for you to grow, which is very, very, very good for this community, because in fact our community needs a lot of those ideas that you just mentioned, which I'm very sure is going to do pretty well in Pennsylvania. So make it short. What advice, if you could break it into 3 pieces, what kind of advice would you give first to the young ladies who are being marginalized because they are women and people think that they cannot be successful? And then what other advice can you give to the young men, especially the new American young men? And then what other advice can you give to the adults who are still able body, you know, they are still able to walk. They're strong, they're like you and I, but they're sitting home. They have the dream that is about to die with them. What can you tell, what are those three kind of advice that you can give today that will make these people wake up?
Okay, first of all, the ladies, they are very precious. You know, we are born from the mother, we have a sister, and sisters are the blessing, we always say. You know, they should come up now. It's the right time to do something, because this sitting inside the home, just washing the dishes and, you know, taking care of the children, that life, it doesn't do anything good to the family as well as, you know, for her. So I want them to come up, start doing and thinking a new project, you know, and you start from the beginning. Like, you know, if you're thinking now to do the business, it's never late. You think, and after that, from tomorrow you start. Don't say that I will start from tomorrow and go. Just push your step, try to get help from the brothers and the seniors, and don't stay at home. You are the precious gem of a community, and the ladies should come to run the country. You know, not only the community, not only the family. I want them to run the big country. And for the boys, like, you know, a lot of times I see a lot of young generation that, you know, they are like teens now, around like mid-20s. They are also like, you know, they should do something, because this is a land of opportunity. You know, the boy, the man who came from Africa, and they gave a birth to the Barack Obama, and he became a president. Why not we do that?
Yes.
You know, think about, get an example for the bigger people. Don't waste your time, you know, smuggling, playing cards, and, you know, spending time with the friends, a lot of time, like, you know, without doing anything. So they has to come up, they has to think about the family, who we are first, where we came from. So see the beginning, and we don't want our community kids to be like whatever life we have there. They has to grow up, they has to come up, they have to get help from the family, and when they be success, they have to go back, help the family and the community.
Back in their own original countries.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
And other thing, like for men, and, you know, they are best passing the time. For the like third question, I'm going to add that, like, you know, the age men and women that who are our age, they are spending the time at the home. But I'm seeing a lot of people, they are working hard, but they, you know, they are not managing their money and their time in the right way. So if you need any kind of, you know, help, or if you are having very hard time, there are a lot of community people and community services. You can get it from the people around, like Peter Dan. So they can come and talk about the financial issues, and, you know, get a guide from those like Peter. So don't stay at home, don't waste your time. It's the right time to start earning. What happens in the future, we don't know. We have to have some kind of savings, and only our life will be prosper in the future. Yes, that's true.
On the rainy day.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Roy. Now let me, as our viewers are watching and they listen to what you just tell them. Now, in conclusions, they are here in the land of opportunities, which is not our land. It's become our land anyway at the end of the day, but we came here as refugees.
That's true.
And so there is a cultural shock that is going on at the same time, where people say, okay, what would you say to other people who are living in this country and they feel like they're going to leave tomorrow, to be exact, like African people, African refugees who have the same background like you. They are living here as if they're going to go back to Africa tomorrow. So they're living like visitors. For the Bhutanese and the Nepalese, that's okay, because they're settled, their minds all set. They want to stay here and they have no place to go anymore. This is their home, and that's it. They can go to another country for visiting. So what will you say to your brothers from other part of the globe? That they're here in America, they should make it work, or they shouldn't make it work? Because one foot here, one foot in Africa.
Okay, one thing like there is a different type of person. They come here. Sometimes they come as a refugee and they don't have anybody around, and they have a very lonely life. And they want to do something here. They want to marry American woman, and they want to stay here and start their new life. And other people, other kinds of people, like I see here a lot of time in my store too. They come here as a EDV. They fill up the form and they come here to work, and they have their big responsibility behind in a country. So they are having a hard time too, because they have to support their family in a country, and it's very expensive life here, living in the United States. So for us, like for me, being a refugee and staying here with the family, it's more convenient. And whoever who has a difficulty time managing here and there, but I love to go back to the country and do support to the community there. A lot of time I'm thinking, as like Peter, you always think about the country, and me too. I love to do, and I'm still supporting a lot of organizations around there.
That's very good.
I want them to support first to the family, second to the community, and third as a country. And wherever you go, think that's if that is their country. Like my son, he was born in a country. He doesn't want to go anywhere.
Yes,
He loves his country.
Yes.
So I was born there, and I live and I grew in Nepal, and I love that country. So I want to do there, but I don't know what my sons and kids and my grandkids will do. But I love to encourage other people to do something for their community where they belong to.
Okay. Okay. We're now coming to wrap up our interview today with Mr. Rohit Sharma. But there's only one question that I forget to ask, which we should not forget to ask anyway. If there's one mistake that you should tell the young people in the community and anyone that they should never make in their life when they're getting into the business, what would that be? Okay,
one mistake. There should not be any mistake. First of all, study about what you're doing, and the mistake. Like if you're a new American, you don't have much money. If you borrow big money from the bank, and on the interest of like 12-13%, so that's a big mistake. You should not do it. But start the business with like $10,000 or $20,000, whatever you have, or ask for the friends and families, and don't do that mistake. You will be very much suppressed in the life. And when you go to the bigger, when you become a little bit successful, you can borrow the money and study about how to pay for it. On that time, you can borrow money from the bank, but don't borrow money to start a small business that I started before. For all those people and the kids, don't do that. Don't get in involvement with the bank. If you have money, you start doing it. Don't borrow the money with a heavy interest.
So start with what you have. That's what you're saying.
Right.
So
or ask for the friends and the families.
So if you don't have, you have to just wait for the right time to come, but never borrow from the bank, because otherwise they will bury you. Mr. Rohit, it was nice to meet you. Thanks so much for the great time.
Thank you.
And may God bless you while you're going to there.
You too.
While you're going to the Pennsylvania, we will miss you, and you'll be missed by those who love you. And you'll be missed by those who don't even love you too.
I too miss you all.
But we'll come to you. We'll come and visit you.
Yeah,
God bless you, Janet. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thank you.
See you.